Hello Steelers and welcome to another Bench Report hobby update. Another week, another set of painting has been done. This week I've mostly been working on the epic Waterloo stuff that Warlord sent through a couple of weeks ago, so I've been kind of trying to mix things up a little bit. I started off with the British infantry and French infantry. They were the first ones that I did from the sprues, just basically painted the entire sprue. And then I started looking at British cavalry, so I went for the British light cavalry. The first ones I painted were the 12th Light Dragoons, or at least based on the 12th Light Dragoons anyway, one of their squadrons. So these were nice figures, and then I also moved over and painted the 10th Hussars as well. These are the ones in the red shakos. These are very obvious on the battlefield, I think. And also, while I was painting those as well, on the same sprue you get the Royal Horse Artillery, so I painted one of their guns as well. There's a lot of guns in that set actually, I'm thinking about it. There's one gun on each of the sprues, so there's a foot artillery on each of the infantry sprues, so that makes 10, and I think there's a horse artillery on each of the cavalry sprues, and I think there's about 6 cavalry sprues, so about 16 guns in total, which is quite a lot really. It's about 5 batteries pretty much if you've got 3 guns per battery. But yes, I painted the horses with 5 men on each of the bases, so that's more than a full sprue. It's almost 2 sprues. There's a couple of sprues each of the light cavalry, so you can almost make a couple of squadrons out of them. I think I'm probably going to at some point probably have to buy a few extra sprues here and there just to bulk out some of those cavalry things. But I wanted to make a start, and just to not just to be continually painting infantry as well, because it can be quite intimidating painting the Warlord epic stuff, because there's a lot of them, and I know since posting about them last week, a lot of people have said, "Oh, I've started these. I've just painted one sprue, or I've got part way through a sprue." And it is quite an intimidating aspect to paint a lot of figures at once. So it's probably better always just to break these things up a little bit, I think, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do at the moment. Just do little bits and pieces here. So next week I was thinking I'll probably start on some French cavalry, just try some of those out. Heavy or light, I'm not sure yet. I might do the green jacketed dragoons, we'll see. But yeah, they turned out very nice. There's tons of detail on them. I mean, I missed loads out on them. Don't expect golden demon winners at all by any standard on my painting, but I've enjoyed painting them, and that's the main thing. The other thing I painted this week as well was, if you may remember from last week, Paul over at Sabotage had sent out a couple of these for me. I was going to buy some, but he very kindly sent them out as presents for me anyway. This is the one of the Dutch houses from Arnhem, and I painted the other one, completed that this week, and that was done. I started with it with a walled garden around it, and then Nick from Too Far Lardies pointed out that most Dutch houses don't actually have walled gardens, it's generally fences. So I pulled that off and went back to it with some fences. These are also from Sabotage as well, so I just put those together very quickly. And I'm quite happy with how that's turned out. Really nice model, and I'd had to do very little to it, to be perfectly honest. It was so detailed as well, really lovely. Go and check them out. I don't think they're on Paul's website at the moment. The 28mm ones might be, but the 15mm ones I don't think they are. But send him a message and he'll be able to sort you out with them, because he is selling them at the moment. I just don't think they've been uploaded to the website. Go and check those out. And then I didn't stop there. The last thing I did as well was I painted 10 US Marines, USMC. These are for Vietnam. These are the 3D breed, 3D printed miniatures, and I'm going to be using these for Charlie Don't Surf. As you can see, I've got them on small Flames of War bases, but I'm just putting 2 men on a base, and I'm going to be, so that's like a 10-man squad. And there's also a couple of big men in there as well, which are mounted on pennies, just to make them slightly different. Now, these are going to be for Charlie Don't Surf. This is the project that I kind of started just before Christmas. You may remember I've been talking about it. I bought some figures for it, somebody sent some to me as well, and then it kind of stalled a little bit, because I've kind of been looking around for some of the best figures in 15mm for Vietnam, and I know that Battlefront have re-released their Nam range, I'm not that impressed with them, if I'm honest, but I might get some just to see how they match up with the 3D breed stuff. The 3D breed stuff is by far, I think, the best stuff out there. There's not many people selling them printed. Geek Villain do them. There's another guy over on eBay who I bought mine from, but they did take ages to come through, and I also noticed he's not only put his prices up but also made the packs smaller. They were 54 miniatures, now they're 50, and they were 17 quid and now I think they're 18 quid. That's inflation, kids. Geek Villain do them. They're a lot more expensive at Geek Villain, so they're coming at about £1 a figure, and for 15mm I'm not sure if I really want to go that far. I mean, Peter Pig figures on average are about 50p a figure. The Peter Pig ones are nice, and again, I don't know if I might get a couple of sets of those, but their range is not particularly big, so I don't know if I'm going to stick with the 3D breed stuff or just look around and mix some other bits and pieces up or not. I don't know. It's something I'm thinking about over. This will probably something that'll happen over 2024 as things go on. But I am also drowning in thousands of epic Warlord stuff as well, which I really want to get painted, and their bolt action stuff as well. You will have seen as well by the time this video is out, I have already done a video on the box opening for the epic Warlord stuff. Just to remind you, I do have an affiliate link with Warlord. It is down in the description down below, and it covers everything from Warlord as well. So if you want to go over there and you want to buy something from Warlord, please, I urge you, use the affiliate link, because it just gives me a little kickback every time you buy something. It doesn't cost you anything more, but it just gives me a little bit of a kickback on it, and I'll put the money back into making more videos and making the channel better, as I always try to do. I'm also painting as well at the moment, just as that, a little aside finishes there. I'm also painting the model of La Belle Alliance. Speaking of Warlord, this is a Sarissa kit, but it comes with the Waterloo starter set for the British. There's one in the French one, I forget which farm it is. I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments. But this is La Belle Alliance. I'm just painting this for an actual painting video. That should be out soon enough. It's not finished yet, that's why I'm not showing you any close-up pictures of it, which, well, we'll do next week when it's finished. But that shouldn't take too long. An enjoyable little kit, lovely kit from Sarissa as always. I've just tarted it up a little bit by adding a roof and a base as well. But apart from that, it's pretty much as it comes. I just wanted to show some things you can do with this stuff. So, down at the club, Dex and I had our 5th game of the second part of the Kursk pint-sized campaign for Chain of Command, and if I said that I handed Dex's arse to him, I think I would be understating how hammered he got. We were both looking forward to this one, I think, because there's a lot of tanks in it. There was 4 on the Soviet side, 3 T-34s and a Grant, and 2 Stugs on the German side, and for those that play Chain of Command will know that that is quite a lot of tanks for a Chain of Command game. This one, pretty open steps, so there wasn't many places to hide. First of all, my Stug took out his T-34, another T-34 took out my Stug. I then made his Grant disappear off the table. It ran away basically with another Stug when that appeared. Then it started to rain, so visibility came down to 18 inches. He took advantage of this by trying to advance onto my jumping off points. We'd already lost force morale at this point. I then not only interrupted with my Stug and shot up some of his infantry as he was doing so, but I also then jumped out a couple of squads with their twin MG34s and just absolutely made mincemeat of his leading section. They destroyed them, killed their junior leader, forced them to break and retreat, and he absolutely collapsed his force morale at that point. At that point I think I'd already got something like 3 Chain of Command dice, so I just kept interrupting his phases with firing, and it just absolutely hammered him and he just could not get forward. And to win he needed to have his force morale at 3 or above, and he got down to 2, so he just made the tactical decision to withdraw and hand me the game. We will then move on to the 6th and the final scenario in that campaign, and then we're looking at our next one, and I suggested that we do something in Malaya. There's the half pint size campaign, which is the Tower Hill one, which I'd like to play out again. I mean, I played it a couple of those scenarios solo, but I've also played them with Dean as well, but I'd like to do it with Dex. Give him the Japanese so he gets a bit of a chance to give me a kick in this time round as the British. But you know, that's something to come in future, but look out for those reports soon enough. The other thing that's happening this week is I'm recording this on Friday, tomorrow is Saturday, and it is also Hammerhead as well, so I'm very much looking forward to that. So if I do see you there and you're watching this afterwards, hello. Obviously I can't predict the future as to who I bump into, but hello from me. I am going to be taking a camera and I am going to be filming the show, so there will be a video of the show report. I've looked at the list of stuff that's on that's on display. A lot of it is participation game at Hammerhead. No problem with that. Lots of it is fantasy and sci-fi. Don't really have a great deal of problem with that, but I prefer the historical stuff. But I'll film as much as I can. I will try to get everything in there, and that will be a show report that will probably come out later on next week as well at some point. And that's about it. That's all I'm going to say is, as I've just been joined by Tiny, I will say please do hit that subscribe button. Tiny likes it, she gets more dreamies and more subscribers we get. Do hit the like button, leave a comment, say hello, let me know if you're going to Hammerhead, and I will see you in the next Storm of Steel video.